Hello everyone, I'm LH Master 2005 and I just survived 100 days in Minecraft Bedrock, but on the Xbox. Before we get started, I have 3 goals that I wanted to complete. Get Totem of Undying, defeat the Ender Dragon, and get full Netherite armor. So let's get started. On day 0, I started a new world and I had to swim up to the surface and I just saw a pillager outpost. It means that I could build a raid farm in this world. But first, I have to get diamond armor and a sword because I'm going to go against pillagers and I will die if I'm not wearing armor. So I found a village and I got iron from an iron golem. After I got iron, I found a broken nether portal and I got a golden pickaxe, golden boots, and a golden apple. I went back to the village and I got started making a mining hall. While I was digging straight down, I found iron and I headed back up and I went to bed. I went back down to the mining hole and I found 4 diamonds and I started to branch mine for diamonds, and it took me a while to find diamonds. On the end of day 4, I got enough diamonds to make diamond armor. I went back up to the surface and crafted diamond armor and a diamond sword, and I feel awesome! There was a skeleton in my sugarcane farm, so I had to kill it so it wouldn't shoot me with its arrows, and I started to build the raid farm. I had to collect more resources to continue building the raid farm, like I had to get more solid blocks and lava. I was bringing a villager to the raid farm, and when I was loading back to my world, the villager disappeared, and I had to get another one, but it drowned. And finally, I got a villager up to the raid farm. While I was at the pillager outpost, I was letting the iron golem out of a cage, and it was attacking an enderman, and the enderman dropped an ender pearl. I killed the pillager captain and I started a raid. I was getting emeralds and I got Totem of Undying. I wanted to make a nether portal, so I had to go get obsidian. I made the portal and I went to the nether. I found a bastion and I went in there. I was getting attacked by a skeleton and a piglin that had a crossbow, and I almost died. But the Totem of Undying saved my life, and I went back home. I feel like I'm not ready to go to the bastion just yet. I was trying to get Looty 3 and I forgot to record on the beginning of day 15. But I got Looty 3 and I was collecting iron. I was smelting iron for crafting an anvil so I could put Looty 3 on my sword. I was collecting sand and I went back home. I started a raid and there was a pillager on top of the raid farm, so I had to kill the pillager. I found out what caused the pillager to spawn on top of the raid farm, so I had to place slabs on where the pillager spawned on the raid farm. After that, I got an enchanted book that has Infinity and another enchanted book that has Efficiency 3. I was starting the raid again and I got an enchanted book that has mending. I was chopping trees and I started another raid. After the raid was done on day 19, I got mending from a librarian because I had enough emeralds to buy it. I was putting mending on my diamond armor and I got started on building my own house. I found coal while I was chopping trees and I got started building the second floor of my house. I was crafting stairs so that I could build the roof, and my house is finished. I was in the mood to start a raid, and when I started, pillagers were spawning on top of the raid farm, and it was really annoying. There was one pillager that was trying to knock me off the raid farm while I was trying to kill it, and I knocked it off for revenge, but I didn't die though. I was on a journey of finding a brand new village, and while I was finding one, I found a jungle and I got bamboo. I found a village and I was trying to get protection 3. I'm getting protection 3 because I can combine 2 protection 3 books to make protection 4. I got protection 3 and I went to bed. I was looking for a new village again and I got Unbreaking 3. I went to the Nether to mine quartz for XP, and I was trying to find the Nether fortress while I was looking for quartz. While I was mining quartz, I found ancient debris. I came back home and I was waiting for a pillager captain to spawn because I wanted to start a raid. There was a evoker on top of the raid farm, so I had to kill it quickly before it uses its magic. I went back to the village where I bought the Unbreaking 3 books, and I bought more. I went on a journey to find a sunflower. I was looking for wool for making a bed because I didn't bring one with me, so I found sheep and started slaying them and made a bed, and I went to bed. Finally, I found a sunflower and I found more, and I came home and started a raid. I planted the sunflower to find the Nether fortress and I started to go where the sunflower is facing. While I was trying to find the fortress, I found the warped forest. I finally found the Nether fortress and I was getting blaze rods and I came back home. I was collecting emeralds by starting a raid and then a ravager was on top of the raid farm. I got knocked off and landed on water, and I had to get out where the pillagers spawn and kill the ravager. After that, I was placing more slabs so pillagers and ravagers don't spawn on top of the raid farm again. I had plenty of emeralds, so I went to the village where I got Unbreaking 3 because I want to get Sharpness 5. I was trying to get Sharpness 5, but Sharpness 4 works because I can combine 2 Sharpness 4 books to make Sharpness 5. I came back home and I was killing phantoms for Phantom Membrane to make Feather Falling Potions, and I was mining for iron to make an anvil. I was fixing my house because a creeper blew it up, and I was getting ready for fighting the Ender Dragon. I was heading off to find the stronghold, and I was using the Eyes of Ender to lead me to the stronghold. While I was finding the stronghold, I saw a desert temple, and it was really cool, but I moved on finding the stronghold still. I found it, and I was digging straight down. I found the end portal and I got started fighting the Ender Dragon. While I was destroying the end crystals, I jumped on one and the Totem of Undying saved my life, and it was really scary. I was using my strength 2 potions to increase my hit damage on the Ender Dragon. And the dragon was defeated. I went to the End Islands to look for an End ship for Elytra. So I was looking around and I found End cities that didn't have a End ship, but there were shulkers that I could kill to get shulker shells. On this day, I found a End city that has a End ship, so I went inside the building and I was in the ship. I got the Elytra and the loot and I went back home. I still wanted netherite armor, so I went to the Bastion in the Nether and I was looking for the netherite upgrade smithing template. I was keeping myself safe without getting attacked by piglins and I found a template and I was happy about it, and I went home. I was putting enchantments on my Elytra and I called my Elytra Super Wings, and I was chopping trees. I got started building a storage house because I need to store more items that I don't need, and I was mining for iron again. I made cobblestone walls for building the walls for the storage house, and I made mossy ones for detail to make the walls look cool, like a villager house. I was collecting cobblestone and I got started making an automatic wool farm, but it only has one sheep. I was placing more walls on the second floor of the storage house, and I was chopping more trees to craft more chests. I was organizing my items in the storage house, and I was building the roof for the house, and the house was done. I was crafting firework rockets to fly to the village where I found the stronghold because I want to get efficiency 5 or fortune 3 from a librarian. I was trying to get one of those enchantments from the librarian, and it took a long time to do it, and finally I got fortune 3. After that, I went to the stronghold again to grab good loot that I found while I was trying to find the end portal. When I was done taking the loot, I went back home by going into the end portal. I crafted an enchantment table and I got Aqua Affinity, and I was getting XP from the raid farm. I was mining for diamonds because I want to duplicate the netherite upgrade smithing templates for netherite armor. So I got 64 diamonds and I got started on duplicating the templates. I craft a diamond axe for chopping trees for crafting beds because I want to find ancient debris for netherite. So I went to the nether and I found ancient debris. I came home with 5 ancient debris and I put them in the furnace. I found a new village and I got efficiency 3 from a librarian, and I went back home to make efficiency 5. I was adding a hopper and a chest for my wool farm, and I was gathering materials for making a mob farm. While I was collecting deep slate, I found diamonds and I got started on building the mob farm. I was looking for more ancient debris and I found some. I came back home and made netherite armor, and I added the end armor trim on my netherite armor, and I look cool. I was done building the mob farm and I went back to the nether and got more ancient debris. I came back home and I made a netherite sword, netherite pickaxe, and a netherite shovel. And I was extending my sheep farm by making more dispensers. I was done upgrading the collecting system for the sheep farm, and I was mining obsidian because I was thinking of building a gold farm. I went back up to the surface and I was collecting apples to make golden apples because I want to cure zombie villagers and bring them home. I was making weakness potions and I found an abandoned village that has zombie villagers. I was fishing at the village while I was waiting for a zombie villager to be cured, and I brought it home, and I brought another villager home too. I got started building the gold farm, and I want to see which way are the zombie piglets are going to come out. I was trying to fix the nether portal, and I fixed it, and I was getting XP. When I was going to the nether, I was getting attacked by a lot of zombie piglins, and it was chaotic. After that, I got more ancient debris, and I was making a small wheat farm. I went to the ocean because I want to get a trident, so I got one. After that, I found a shipwreck, and it had a treasure map. So I grabbed the map, and I found the treasure chest. I was fixing my shovel by collecting XP, and I was upgrading the killing chamber for the gold farm because I was tired of killing zombie piglets. And I was waiting for mobs to spawn that are coming from the mob farm. I was AFKing right by the mob farm again, and I was getting XP. I was upgrading my bow, and I was calling my bow Warrior's Bow, and I got Depth Strider 3 for my boots. I went cow hunting for food, and I named my sword Warrior's Sword. I was trying to get good enchantments, and I got Efficiency 4 for my axe, and I got Unbreaking 3 for my shovel. I was AFKing for mobs, and I was building a monument for the Ender Dragon Egg, and it was done. But I haven't placed the Ender Dragon Egg just yet, because I want to place it on day 100. I was changing things up in the village, and I placed a chorus flower. Finally, day 100. I was started a raid, and I was done with the raid, and I placed the Ender Dragon Egg. And we completed the 100 days challenge, and it was awesome. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe for more videos that I've been creating on this channel, and I'll do a 200 days challenge if this video gets 1,000 likes. And I'll see you in the 200 days challenge. Have an awesome day, you guys!